But nevertheless, I think this thing is producing about 600 redstone flux per tick at the moment with all of the speed upgrades in it. Whether or not we're going to be able to keep up with the amount of bone meal being used is a different question. Like if we look in here right now, you can see we've tanked through almost half of our bone meal already. So with all of those speed upgrades in, this thing definitely does tear through bone meal pretty quickly. And that leads me nicely on to the next thing that I want to work on in today's stream, and that is making our sifting more efficient and also faster, right? There are a few ways we can do this. We can make it faster, of course, by upgrading our igneous extruders, which is something that I definitely want to do. As mentioned before, that is going to require us using more power, which might mean that we have to get a few more death generators down there, which puts us in a cycle of needing more bone meal, which we don't have, yada, yada, yada. And so I think, to start with here, one of the things that we can do, and also I'm just going to drop these on the floor, to make our sieves faster and produce more bone meal is we can enchant the meshes. We can also upgrade the meshes, which is something we should definitely do for the dust specifically, because the dust, of course, is where we get the bone meal from. The bone meal is where we're getting our power from. And so to start with, we should upgrade a couple of the sieves here to diamond sieves, and then from there on, we should go ahead and enchant our sieves to make them faster and to make them drop more items as well. So the first question really is, how many diamonds do we have? We got 95 diamonds. Now, I don't think, chat, that I'm not going to turn it off. I was going to say I'm going to turn this off real quick, but I'm not going to do that because I want it to keep producing power. I don't think, even if we upgrade this, that we're going to need 25 sieves just yet. And so, for the time being, when this stops again, for the time being, I'm going to do 9. I'm going to do the middle 9. If we need more sieves in the future, we can always go ahead and upgrade more meshes. But to start with, I don't think that we're going to need more than 9. And this also makes it easier for us to enchant these as well. So, let's go ahead and craft up 8 diamond stiffened meshes, and then we'll also, of course, go ahead and upgrade the central one as well there. And I think just by doing this, it will only use the diamond stiffened meshes. My goodness, I keep picking up all the trash. Let me have the mesh. No, please don't stop filling my inventory with trash. I would like the mesh. There we go. Nice. All right, and then we can throw that down like so. Perfect. So yeah, it's only going to use the diamond stiffened meshes. Nice. So there are a couple of enchantments you can put on meshes. If I go ahead and press U on our diamond stiffened mesh here, you can see that there are 6, 7 enchantments you can put on this. You can put on Curse of Vanishing, which I don't think is necessary. It destroys the enchanted item if you die with it in your inventory. All right. Decay, which I also don't think we need, applies Withering to the target, applies to melee weapons. Apparently, the diamond stiffened mesh can be used as a melee weapon if you'd like. There's Shimmer, which makes the item shimmer as if it was enchanted. That's all. Really, nothing more. Yes, it is useless. I know. That's from Endryer, if you were wanting to get that one. But then we get to the actually useful ones like Sieve Efficiency, which I believe makes the sifting faster. And then over the page, we have Sieve Fortune, which increases the number of drops, or increases the percentage chance I get of, of the drops from the sifting. So Sifting Fortune and Sifting Efficiency are really the 2 enchants that we would like ideally on every single one of our diamond stiffened meshes. Now, I think the only way that we can initially get the enchantments is by using a regular enchantment table. And so that's exactly what we'll do. Thankfully, these are not too difficult to make. We are going to need a heck of a lot of books in today's stream, and that does require a lot of paper. We don't have much paper right now, but if you remember back to an earlier stream, one of the things that we can do, and I'm looking to repair my hammer here, one of the things that we can do is we can hammer down, I believe, oak wood, and then that will provide us with sawdust, which we can then craft into paper. Let me just check that I didn't dream that real quick. I'm fairly certain that is correct. Don't want to veer mind this one because there is wood beneath it. It does. It gives us the sawdust here. That sawdust can be crafted, I believe, like so. That gets us paper. Nice. So I'm going to really quickly here, chat. Actually, we've got quite a bit already, I guess. But I'm going to really quickly go ahead and get a bunch of paper because we need all the bookshelves for all of the enchantment. We also then need all of the books to actually hold the enchantments. And so a lot of paper is required in today's stream. We should also get a paper tree. That is true. Yeah, just have one passively running in a bonsai pot. Definitely true. All right, so we'll get an enchantment table. And then let's see how many bookshelves we can make. I think that we need quite a few of these. Let me think. 3, 6, 9. I think we need 18 bookshelves to get to level 30 enchants. I might be wrong about that, chat, if someone wants to fact check me there, but I think that is about, we might need less, but I think that's about right. So once we have 18 bookshelves, again, for now, we'll just put this down like right here, I guess. We can always move it in the future. We'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll get rid of this torch temporarily, which I will also put right back down because I don't want any mob spawning here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I think, chat, if I'm not mistaken, that should be enough to get us to level 30 enchantments. Now, heading back over here, we need, of course, some lapis, and then we also need our mesh, right? So we can come in here, we can put in the mesh on the left, we can put our lapis in like so, and then you can see it says Civ Efficiency 4, question mark. If we click that, we get Civ Efficiency 4. Nice. Now, ideally, we want to get Civ Efficiency 5. You know, we could if we wanted to take, you know, every single one of these diamond meshes one by one and just give them random enchantments. And while that would work and that would make our sifting system better, you know, this one's going to give it Soulbound, but also Civ Luck of the Sea, which I don't think is one that we're after. I think, from what I've been told, Civ Luck of the Sea gives you fish when you Civ, I think, maybe, but that's not something we're after really, but let's see, what do we get here? We got just Soulbound. Ideally, if possible, we'd like every single one of our civs to have Civing Efficiency 5, and I think Fortune 3 might be the highest you can get on those civs. Let me check here real quick. Fortune 2, Fortune 3. Yeah, Fortune 3. So ideally, all 9 of our civs have Civing Efficiency 5 and Fortune 3. Now, to do that, it means we're going to have to disenchant these meshes and then upgrade the enchantments and then reapply them, right? And there are a few different ways you can do this. There are a lot of different ways, actually, that you can do this in the pack. One of the ways is, I'm pretty sure that, oh, I always forget the name of this mod now. It's not Mind Factory Reloaded. It's Industrial Foregoing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Industrial Foregoing adds an enchanter, a disenchanter. In fact, if I just type in enchant, it should come up with the stuff here. Yeah, you've got like the enchantment salter, the enchantment extractor, the enchantment applicator, enchantment factory. The enchanter from Ender.io does work normally, but I don't believe can produce the specific enchantments required for the meshes. I think because they're enchantments added by a different mod. And so I'm sorry, that's why I didn't do it. The enchanter I don't think works. Like, for example, if we look at, you know, any other enchantment, like if we look at this enchanted book here, it's makeable in here. Actually, before I do that, I should check to make sure that I'm not spouting complete nonsense. Let's see. Yeah, so like if I can't click on sieving efficiency, there's no recipe for the sieving efficiency book, so you can't, unlike some other recipes in the game where you can use the enchanter from Ender.io, you can't do it with sieving efficiency. What we can do is, if I go ahead and type enchanter again, what we can do, I believe, is there are a few ways you can do this. You can use Bibliocraft. That adds some stuff that you can use to generate and then duplicate enchantments, which is pretty useful. But I think one of the easiest ways, given that we have infinite levels, right? We've got our solidified experience cubes over in our mob farm over there. Given that we have those, I think that the disenchanter might be all that we need. The disenchanter allows us to rip enchantments off of the civs. We can then, it doesn't mean we have to manually enchant the civs multiple times over, which is not too difficult, honestly. It's just lapis and putting the civ in. But then using the disenchanter, we can rip the civs off, rip the enchantments off into their own book, and then upgrade them in an anvil to then reapply them. The only difficult bit about the disenchanter is that it requires a draconic core, which needs 4 draconium ingots, and I think that we have draconium from sifting endstone earlier in the series, he said very confidently, and then didn't have the draconium ingots lying around. Really, do we not have any draconium? I really thought that we got like these draconium ore pieces from sifting endstone. You do get draconium ore pieces from sifting endstone. Or wait, are they still downstairs in the chest, in the crate? Is that why? Have I been saved? We got 3 out of the 4 required. That's just to make 1 though, right? I guess we can duplicate that to 2. Okay, that's not ideal, but if we can get up to 4 pieces of draconium, we should be able to make that disenchanter, and that should make our lives a heck of a lot easier. Nice. Okay, so now we have the 8 draconium ore pieces. We can go ahead and craft those up like so, and then just throw those into our zenith furnace. That should go ahead and get us 4 draconium ingots. It's another one of those recipes for whatever reason that does it in bulks of 2, and you can't do more than that, but that's fine. And so now this enchanter should not be too easy for us to get. Should not be too difficult for us to get, I should say. We do need another enchantment table, but that is fine. We also need 2 enchanted books of any description. Can you just put books into a? This is a very noobish question. I'm gonna show my lack of vanilla Minecraft knowledge here, chat. Can you just put any book in an enchantment table and enchant it? Like, does that work? Or out of paper? No, we're not out of paper. Oh, a string. Yeah, can you just put any book into an enchantment table and then enchant it with a random enchantment? Yes, perfect. Perfect. You can. Awesome. All right. Boom. And boom, that's all of the bookshelves taken care of. And so let us go ahead and grab, I guess, some more books. Which means we need more patterns. Which is fine. They are extremely easy to make. And so finally, books, like so. And so I'm told that I can just enchant these in here, which I can. I don't think it matters what enchantment they have. So I'm just going to give them any random enchantment. And then I think, chat, that if we go ahead and do something like this, actually, if we go ahead and do something like this, we can get a Draconic Core, and then we can get ourselves a Disenchanter. Nice. So I'm going to clear my inventory a little bit. We managed to collect quite the pile of garbage here, but if we empty some of this stuff out, what we should be able to do now is throw this guy down really anywhere, and then so long as we have a plethora of books, which of course we do not, but we can make. We got one book right now, so I can kind of show you how this works here. We can, in here, we can put in our sieve. For example, this one's got Civic Efficiency 4. We can then put in a book. We can click extract, and I believe this means it's going to cost me 16 levels. It did, yeah, it took that off, but now we have a book with Civic Efficiency 4. Nice. We can then do the same thing with another sieve here real quick that also has Civic Efficiency 4. So long as we have yet more string, enough to get some more books here, and then using an anvil, we can combine those together to get Civic Efficiency 5, and then we can reapply that Civic Efficiency 5 in the anvil to our meshes. And so that's kind of the somewhat grindy process that we now need to partake in, right? We need to go ahead and remove, well, none of these have Civic Efficiency. I guess I should go and get the one that's sitting over here that we just used for sifting our Draconium. Always have to have an empty hand to do it. There we go. And then if we rip this one off, we can kind of show you how this ideally will work. Like so, and a book, extract. I would like Civic Efficiency, like so. I don't know if there's like an easier way to do this. I'm by no means an expert when it comes to vanilla Minecraft enchantments. For example, chat, can I combine like Civic Efficiency 1 with Civic Efficiency 4 to get Civic Efficiency 5, or do you need 2 lots of Civic Efficiency 5, 2 lots of Civic Efficiency 4 to get Civic Efficiency 5? Either way, we now have Civic Efficiency 5, and so we could take that and then reapply it to a mesh to give that mesh Civic Efficiency 5. And so now we need to enchant many, many meshes to try and get as many lots of Civic Efficiency and Civic Fortune as we can, combine them all up, and then put them all onto the 9 meshes that we have, so that hopefully we can get 9 meshes that have Civic Efficiency 4 and Civic Efficiency 5 and Fortune 5, or Fortune 3. After a long time, we now have many diamond stiffened meshes that we cannot use. They have all got enchantments that we are not interested in, but we have come to a compromise. We've got 3 diamond stiffened meshes that have Civic Fortune 3 and Civic Efficiency 5. So I'm going to wait for that to finish real quick so it spits all the items out. We're going to put this in. Oh, there's no sieve there. I broke the sieve. Okay, let me go get the sieve real quick. It should be down here somewhere. It is. They are both in here. I really don't want to have my inventory filled with trash. So I'm going to put these down. I'm going to quickly run away. And then I'm going to run back and we're going to put the mesh in. So, finally, chat, after all of that, I think that we are good. Like, the sieves are now faster than they were before. This is Civic Efficiency 5 and Civic Fortune 3 compared to this one here, which is just an iron stiffened mesh with no upgrades whatsoever. These ones are now significantly faster. The real question is whether or not we're producing dust fast enough to fill this up. Like, whether or not we're producing an excess of dust or whether or not we're slowly losing dust. It looks like we might be in a slight deficit. We might be slowly losing dust here. The number does seem to be going down ever so slowly, but it looks like eventually we're going to get to a point where not all 3 sieves are fully occupied. And so, really, chat, one question I have is whether or not once this door opens, we're going to have enough bone meal to keep our system running. We're down to 4 bone meal, so this is now slowly running out of bone meal. And hence why we want our meshes here to do a hopefully a decent job at getting us more bone meal. But yeah, you can see that we are now not producing dust fast enough to use all of the meshes. So one of the final things that I would like to get done here is we need to upgrade our igneous extruders to be fast enough, right? To be fast enough to produce resources that match the speed of the sieves. And so I think the easiest way for us to do that, of course, is with the upgrade kits. Now, we've already got a hardened upgrade kit in there. The reinforced upgrade kit shouldn't be too difficult. It does require 2 hardened glass, which I think we should still have in here from earlier. We do. Fantastic. We then also need a silver gear. Not too difficult. And boom, we've got ourselves a reinforced upgrade kit. Nice. Now we can take this one step further, I think, here and make the Signalum upgrade kit, although I'm not too sure if we've got what it takes to make the Cryothium dust. It does require Blizz powder, which you get from Blizz rods. Now, not super difficult to make, I don't think, is the Blizz powder. Like, you can make it in a fluid transporter with snowballs and experience. We are a little low on experience now that we've used all of our XP disenchanting and re-enchanting civs over there. But, do we get, I'm assuming we don't get Blizz rods from over there. We don't. That's wishful thinking. And we also don't have any there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We might not need to go all the way up to Signalum just yet. Also, where is the slowest part here? Because I don't know which... I think we want to start by upgrading this and making this faster. We can also now put in an extra augment, specifically in our Ignis extruder here, to make this faster as well. Obviously, one of our augments is being used to allow it to make sand, but if we go over and make ourselves the auxiliary reception coil augment, this one right here, that will increase the speed of our Ignis extruder even faster, and we can also go ahead and put these in our Pulverizer as well. We should probably go ahead and make an upgrade kit for the Pulverizer also, just because they're so easy to make and do have quite a nice impact on the speed of our machines. So I think this as well. I do think that we already put a hardened upgrade kit on this. We did. Nice. So we can upgrade this guy as well. Boom. All right. So we'll throw in the augment like so. That's going to make this even faster. It does now use 160 redstone flux per tick. Hopefully we still got the power to make that happen. And then we can also, if we wanted to put an auxiliary reception coil into this guy as well, bumping him up also to 160 redstone flux per tick. And now I'm thinking that we should definitely be at the point where we're gaining bones, like where we're actively, the number of bones that we have is actively increasing rather than actively decreasing, which I think is correct. Yeah, that looks right. But then also, chat, another thing that we can do that we haven't done up until this point is we can also increase the speed of, oh gosh, every time, we can also increase the speed of our mechanical user. Now that we've got the resonator here, if we get some more gold ingots and make some more of those base plates, we can actually put 4 basic speed upgrades into our mechanical user, which will even further increase the speed at which the sifting takes place. If we put in our speed upgrades, I think we're going to see a switch back to not having enough dust. Like the dust is going to start to decrease again because we're just not producing dust fast enough. But I mean, look at that. That is producing a lot of stuff. That's producing a lot of resources. Yeah, okay. So now we are back to the point where we're not producing anywhere near enough dust to make this, to keep up with the speed, right? We would need to make this significantly faster to do that, which would probably mean putting in Signalum upgrades, putting in Enderium upgrades, or even just changing the way in which we make dust fundamentally, which might be a better way of doing it, honestly. Like, we're not really producing much dust at all here, but that is working. And, I mean, how much bone meal do we have now? Do we have... Oh, there we go. It's always so much longer than I expect. No, still not a lot of bone meal, eh? Still not enough bone meal, I guess. And not much in here either. All right, sure. Okay, in that case, I think I am going to take chat's advice and try using all of it. Because right now we've got a bunch of mob drops over here, which for the most part are not doing anything. Like, we have them ready to use if we need them, but we're not using them. So I think it is definitely worthwhile us trying to use our bones here, as well as our rib bones, which can be crafted down into bones, to actually add to the amount of bone meal that's being produced. So what we can do, for example, is we can grab some bones, we can put those through a pulverizer, you can craft them into 3 bone meal, but if you pulverize them you get 6 bone meal, and then we can put that 6 bone meal into the compacting drawer like everything else, and just have an extra source of bone meal coming in to add to our power system. Because right now, despite all the upgrades we've just made to our sifting system, and ideally eventually we'll have, you know, 25 diamond siphon meshes in each one of these setups that are all fully enchanted and all have mechanical users with speed upgrades. That's the idea, to make everything super fast, but that's going to take a little bit of time and a lot of experience and quite a bit of grinding and maybe a bit of industrial forgoing. But nevertheless, I think for now, if we just leave the system as it is, I don't think we're going to be producing enough bone meal to keep the system going. And so, the first thing I think we're going to need here is a second storage bus. The storage bus is going to allow us to kind of add all of the storage drawers that are holding mob drops to our network, right? So we can access those from within our crafting terminal. And then from there, we can probably set up something like an export bus to then go ahead and export all of the bones specifically over and into a pulverizer. So we do need both annihilation cores and formation cores here. Are we really out of logic processes? We do have some printed logic circuits though, and so it really should not be too difficult for us to go ahead and quickly upgrade those with our advanced inscriber. Boom, boom, and they're in my offhand now for some reason. Boom. I'm completely shocked he hasn't died to that generator. Somebody else said yet. I'm telling you, man, that generator room is idiot proof. Like, you know, it's not possible for me to die in that to that generator. I don't think it can be done. We're definitely gonna need more than 13 cable. That's fine, easy enough to make. And so yeah, we're just gonna hook up this this controller here, and that's gonna give us access to all of this stuff. The question is, do I want to run it under the floor? I guess we still have a jetpack, which is really something I do want to work on here. Actually, I'm gonna really we don't have any leather, do we? Leather. Is there an easy way? Because I've got all the jetpack stuff over here, and one of the things we need to make out, at least a basic jetpack, is a leather strap, which needs 4 leather. We can of course make leather from string, right? With the woven, of course. Okay, chat, we might be fine. I'm going to detour a little bit here. I'm going to make a jetpack just so that I can run this cable under the floor. We do want to have a jetpack anyway. It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier going forward. But if we just very quickly can get a basic leadstone jetpack going, that should make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier. So I'm going to dump all this away as soon as the system comes back online. And then we should fairly easily be able to craft all of that string into woven cotton, like so, and then craft that woven cotton into leather. Nice. 27 leather is more than enough to make our leather strap. We do need a couple of these here, so we're going to get like a bunch of leadstone gears. That is not too difficult. We need a flux capacitor, which is also not too bad, although I do think that has issues with not shift clicking in properly with crafting recipes, so going to keep that in my inventory just in case. And then what else am I missing? I do need 2 reactor dynamos, which also do require these transmission coils. Easy enough. I'm making extra of everything just because I know we're going to need more of these in the future anyway. Should already have leadstone flux ducts, he says, as we don't have any leadstone flux ducts. Are they down in the crate? Like half of my, I should really put a storage bus on this freaking crate because half of my stuff is always getting picked up by that advanced item collector and being stored in that crate just perpetually, and I always end up making new stuff. So should really work on that, but that gets us the 2 leadstone thrusters, and I think, chat, that we're pretty much there. We do need, of course, the leather strap, which I don't think I made yet, and that should be a leadstone jetpack. Yeah, and again, this didn't shift click in, but that's fine. We have it. Kapow! Nice. Now, we do need some way of charging this. I think that for now, the energetic infuser might be the easiest way for us to go here. We could use like a capacitor bank from Ender.io. That would work, but would involve us getting into Ender.io, which we don't have the capability to do easily just yet. We could also use something like a wireless charger from Ender.io, which again is Ender.io we don't have just yet. So I think for now at least, machine frame and energetic infuser. Nice. And I think, again, temporarily, actually we could put this anywhere, right? Because now that we have the wireless RF transmitters, these will wirelessly transfer power into this machine. I completely forget every time, but that is giving it power. And then this thing can only hold 80,000 redstone flux, and so although it's going to take a little bit of time because this thing is quite slow, it shouldn't take a super long time for that to fully charge up there. Can't use zap zombie for rotten flesh? Maybe, actually, I'm not quite sure. It's quite possible. Actually, I don't think you can. Oh no, you totally can. Never mind. I mean, I don't think we have that much rotten flesh, so I do think the string is maybe a better way of going about it, but you can indeed zap rotten flesh, and that is faster for sure. I don't know quite how much redstone flux this uses kind of passively. Oh, a lot. Wow, this thing is so bad. Like on the left there, you can see the jetpack fuel, 6%, and it's depleted. Wow. Oh my goodness, this thing is terrible. Like, usually it's bad, but I don't think it's usually that bad. Like, this is unusable. I think we have to upgrade that to a higher tier before it even becomes plausible that we use it. So I think we need some nickel, we need some iron, we need to make some more invar so we can start working on a hardened upgrade kit for this, so we can make this charge faster. But also, I think that we need to upgrade to the next tier of jetpack before we can get anything done, because that is just horrifically slow. Like, it's just so slow. Jeez. I don't even know how much invar we need for this. I'll leave that in there for now, because I don't think we need it until the very end of the recipe. We need 2 hardened thrusters, which need 2 steam dynamos, which we might be able to do, actually. I don't know if we have enough copper gears lying around, but shouldn't be too difficult. Is it 2 per thruster? I think it is, right? Oh, it's 1 per thruster, you fool. We do also need to upgrade our flux ducts, but that's fine. That's just invar. And we only need 4, he says, as he makes 3. But again, shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. Nice. So 2 thrusters, and then I also need the flux capacitor, of course, which, oh gosh, I forgot the flux capacitor makes you go through like all of the levels. Thankfully, we've already got the sulfur lying around. Otherwise, that could have been a bit more difficult. But yeah, that should be more than enough invar, I think, to get this done. Slot you in like so. Grab the leadstone jetpack, and then that should be, chat, another jetpack taken care of. Nice. Okay, the question is, this one does also have power. How good is this one at retaining its fuel? Also not great. Not terrible, not as bad, but far from good. Can you enchant a jetpack with fuel efficiency? We do have fuel efficiency books. We've got 5 fuel efficiency 3 books. Like, can I use that on a jetpack? Oh, they're also, oh my goodness. The basic one uses 1,000, and it only goes up from there. 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000 redstone flux per tick. Jeez. Can I enchant this with fuel efficiency? Like, does that work? No. I cannot enchant this with fuel efficiency. As much as I would like to, it's not doable, unfortunately. Jeez, this thing is so bad. Oh, I didn't think they were quite this bad, chat. But like, 2,000 redstone flux per tick. That's insane. No, I can't enchant the jetpack either. Like, that also does not work. Oh. The holding enchant is insane. Let's have a look. Holding. Increases the storage capacity of certain items. Ah. You can make this in the enchanter, but the enchanter needs dark steel and thus an alloy smelter and whatnot. So you can apply this to the jetpack? Or do you apply this to like a flux capacitor? It does look like most things can take it. I didn't see the jetpack there, but... why did you give up on the solar energy? We didn't really. We still got the solar panel. It would have just been like a little tedious to get more solar energy, like to keep sifting netherrack to keep increasing the tiers. We do still have solar energy though. I just want to mix it up, you know. There's an augment for the energetic infuser to enable wireless charging. Oh, really? Now you're speaking my language. I mean, still, we're not producing. Oh yeah, look at that. Allows for rapid wireless charging of flux capacitors. Will no longer accept, process, or recharge items. Cannot exceed charge rate of flux capacitor itself. So we'd still have to get our energetic infuser up to the point where it could transfer 2,000 redstone flux per tick. And then also on top of that, we would have to be just in general be producing 2,000 redstone flux per tick, which it's not plausible. Okay, so you know, you live and you learn, chat. And if there's one thing we've learned today, it's that the jetpacks in Project Ozone 3 are terrible. They are just really, really bad. I'm a little worried about where we are right now. This feels like I could die at any second here, but just to accelerate this process, because I don't want to have to spend the next 4 streams trying to make that jetpack usable. I'm gonna just make this look bad. All right, we're just gonna run our Emmy glass fiber cable and connect it up to here. It's not gonna look great. But, like, I don't think there's any easy way right now for us to make that oh, look at that perfect number. I don't think there's an easy way right now for us to make that jetpack usable. Going forward, I think the easiest way to make it usable is just generate more power, right? Which we definitely can do, but we can put down more death generators. If we really are desperate for power, we can start to use lava generators. They are also really easy to make and also to maintain, so it should be fairly easy for us. Why not make the Infinity Armor? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just a fool, really, for not making the Infinity Armor and not jumping to that right out of the gate. But let's get freaking another Pulverizer here. And we're going to use this Pulverizer to turn all of that excess bone meal that we have into, all the excess bones we have, I should say, into bone meal for our death generator. We should probably also, whilst we're here, go ahead and make, once again, for the umpteenth time today, we should make some upgrade kits, starting, of course, with the Invar upgrade kit, which, of course, needs bronze, which I think we have. We do, nice. And then moving from there to make a reinforced upgrade kit, which, of course, we need silver gears. I'm going to make a few of these because I keep making them. And kapow, nice. So, chat, finally, let me get one more. Actually, I was going to say let me get one more wireless RF transmitter. I don't think we're going to need it. I'm going to take one of these hardened flux ducts that we made earlier, even though I don't think we need hardened because the basic ones do a pretty good job. Let's go see about setting this up, shall we? Of course, we'll wait for our safety door to let us out. Feels like a lot longer than 6 seconds every time, man. But what we should be able to do here is just put this like that. We do need to run Emmy cable down here. That's going to be the most difficult bit, I guess. But I'm going to move this just to make cabling look a little nice. I'm going to put this here just so I can do... Not that. Did that get picked up by the... Oh, gosh, dang it. Just so I can do this and put the cable there. But I think my cable just got sucked up by this guy. It did. Whilst we wait for that, let's go. Because we're going to have to wait 6 seconds anyway now when we go back down. Let's make some more Emmy glass fiber cable. This stuff here. 16. I don't think is going to be enough. We might have to make some more Fluix cable in a second here. But we'll see. We can also always just use like item conduits. You know, we are going to need an export bus, actually, now that I think about it. If we're gonna export Isaac, it's a key component to using the export bus is having the export bus, which thankfully is not too difficult to make. Yeah, I don't think 16 is quite going to get us there, but it might do. No, please, thank you. Why aren't you using the Spectacles and the Spectre Charger? I did look at those initially. They're just more expensive. We might move over to those after, like, once we get to a point where the RF battery is not fast enough. We might move over to the Spectre coils and whatnot. But for now, I think this is fine. So where's our nearest cable? I think our nearest cable is all the way over there. Oh gosh, how are we even gonna? How are we even gonna do this, chat? I think in the interest of simplicity, chat, forgive me, okay? And you might be thinking, forgive you for what, Isaac? You haven't done anything. You've only done a few things wrong. You know, you haven't done anything wrong just yet. But just forgive me, okay? I'm going to put an intermediary storage drawer for bones. Where's I need my key. This is another classic Isaac temporary scenario. Do I have... No, there it is. I'm a fool. Put this in my offhand. Take my crate. I'm going to put this crate right here, okay? And it's going to be for bones. And we're going to export bones to this crate from our mob farm, of course. So it's going to look something like that. So that's good. That should receive bones, I think. I don't know. I need to... Oh, wait. Where are the bones going? Oh, the bones are being stuck to the drawer. But why is that not locked? That should be locked, no? Like the bones are disappearing there, which they shouldn't be. I don't need an import bus. The export bus is correct. Okay. So we're going to take this. I want you to export bones to here. So bones should now be being moved from the mob farm over to here. They are. It's pretty slow, but we can always speed that up if we need to in the future. What we're then going to do is we're going to go ahead and get ourselves another... We can go Signal and we can go Harden. I don't think it really matters, or Reinforce, I should say. We're going to get ourselves another Retrieval Node, and we're going to kind of hijack our pre-existing network. Do we not have enough Electrum? That's fine. We can make more Electrum real quick. We're going to hijack our pre-existing network of flux ducts to make our lives a little easier here, right? We're going to quickly make some Electrum, like so. We're going to use that Electrum to make at least one reinforced Retrieval Node. We could then upgrade it to Signal if needs be, but we'll see. You know, we'll gauge how fast it is and then decide after the fact. We will wait. Oh, no, we'll go back up real quick because I need to get my We need some more impulse item ducts, which might be in here actually. We got one in there. Do we have more in the system here? We got three. I think that should be fine though, because we've already got item ducts running over here, right? So once we get to our safety door, any second now. There we go. We can do this, and then using our jetpack to fly 0.3 millimeters into the air, we can upgrade our pulverizer. We can put down a retrieval node. We can whitelist bones like so. Set that to ignore. Set the top here to input. Set the left to output. And I think, chat, that we might have gotten somewhere. It is doing it, chat. It's doing it. We could make it faster, of course, using the... it might even be worth having like a buffer here. Like you can see the bones are causing a bit of an issue. It might be worth putting another drawer here or something to kind of buffer it. But it's working. Like it's turning bones into bone meal. The bone meal has been pumped into here. Whether or not that's enough to keep it... Whether or not it's fast enough, I don't know. We can always go ahead and get some augments, but it's working. You know, it's getting it's getting the job done, you know? Of course, by putting the augments in here, we do kind of, and by using the pulverizer at all, we kind of start to run into a bit of an issue, whereas, like, if we're using, you know, 300 redstone flux per tick just to generate the fuel for the generator, then, you know, suddenly that 600 RF per tick that the generator is producing is not quite as good, so... Might not be, like, if this is using 240 RF per tick to do this, but then again, I'm hoping that if this is running at 240 redstone flux per tick, I'm hoping that's enough to keep this going, like, full time. Let's go get another storage door. I am going to put in that little buffer, just because I think that's going to make life a lot easier. It's going to be really weird, like, all of the bones that are generated by the mob farm are going to be instantly export bust to that storage door and then moved, like, instantaneously to this storage door, but it should work fine. We still got 6% fuel in our jetpack. Perfect. So, gonna get rid of this. We're gonna put... Yeah, the jetpack's running a little low on juice. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna get our retrieval node, which has gone upstairs. I really want to get rid of this advanced storage crate. It's not advanced. Just, I want to get rid of that storage crate at some point because, man, is it causing us nothing but issues in this pack. Like, all of our stuff just keeps getting sucked up. All right, so... Retrieval node, right there. Whitelist bones, like so, and ignored. And then here, we're just going to set the top to input, like that, and we're going to set to auto input enabled, so it's going to pull from here when it can, ideally. And again, we'll just set that to bones. And I think we're good. I think we should see bones coming in any second now. There they are. Getting sucked in, like so. Getting pulverized. Not the fastest in the world, but of course this is not receiving power right now because the generator's not on. If I go up here and let the generator cook away, I'm hoping that means that the pulverizer is now running faster. Lock the bone compacting drawer. Is that one not locked? Oh, it's not. You are correct. Oh, look at this. There's so much traffic in our pipes now. I kind of love it. I love that, like, because all of the sifting drops go this way by default. I kind of like that we now have something coming down this side of the pipeline. I quite like it. All right, let's go lock that drawer and let's go see if this pulverizer has more energy. It should do, right? Yeah, it's slowly gaining energy. So eventually, like right now, it's not working as fast as it can. Right now, it's only using 120 RF per tick, whereas at max speed, it can use 240. And so I think, chat, and then it looks like we are... Like, this looks like it is going up. We're at 62 blocks now. Before we were at, like, I think closer to 30. So I think that is working. I think we are slowly but surely turning our bone meal that we have from our mob farm, our extra bones that we have lying around, into extra bone meal for our death generator. Probably not... Oh, man, like, oh, that number of bones is going down fast. Like, I don't know if that's just because it's currently going into the storage drawer. And, like, I think the buffers might be filling right now. I'm hoping that, like, it just doesn't... I don't think we're using bones that fast. Like, I don't think we're using the bones as quickly as they looked like they were going away in that storage drawer there. Man, that 6 seconds feels like forever, doesn't it? Yeah. We're using, like, it's like 1.5 seconds per bone meal, but then again, it's not full speed yet. Anyway, we have a somewhat convoluted setup for generating power. I might just completely get rid of it in the next stream because, like, man, it's producing power and it's working, which I'm happy with. But, like, boy, geez, it's convoluted. I think the best way for us to keep that system going is going to be to get more of these sieves and produce more dust, right? If we can start producing more sand, gravel, and specifically dust for the bone meal, I think that generator should be fine. Like, I think right now the only thing holding us back really is the speed at which we produce dust, and I think right now we're not producing dust in the most optimal of ways. I think there are definitely better ways we can do this. I did state before that the Material Stoneworks factory can't be sped up. It can't have speed upgrades. I think I'm wrong about that. I'm pretty sure that it can. I don't know if that's a new thing or just something I missed before, but you definitely can put speed upgrades in here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that it is... let's see if I can find these real quick. These ones here from Tesla Core Lib, these speed upgrades here, I think do work in the Stoneworks factory, so you can make that faster. So we might look at doing that. You know, maybe jump into a little bit of industrial foregoing, get ourselves some Stoneworks factories, maybe replace our Ignis extruders. They were good while they lasted, but, you know, maybe they have run their course. I'm not quite sure how fast the Stoneworks factories are. I'll have to test that to see whether or not it's worth upgrading them. I think really the thing that we need to work on next is just getting more dust. Can you make dust with magical crops in any way? Or is that not doable? I don't think you can, right? Yeah, no. It might be faster to do something with hammers, honestly. Like, because you can hammer compressed dust, there might be like a way that we can set up a mechanical user with a hammer and like a placer that places, you know, cobble turns into gravel, gravel turns into sand, sand turns into dust. There might be a fast way of doing that using speed upgrades that is faster than the Stoneworks factory and the Ignis extruder. I'm not quite sure. All right, let's go do one last check here on our bones real quick. How are these doing? They are going down, which of course they are. Like the intermediary storage crate that we have over here can hold like 2,000 bones, right? So long as the number of bones in the small storage crate above the pulverizer is going up, like so long as this number here is going up, he says as he watches the number go down. No, it is going up. So that number's going up, which means I think that we're still at a point where we're not using as many bones as we're producing, maybe? I think that's right. Anyway, chat, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream there for now. We got some good stuff done. We sped up our dust production. We got a new, in my opinion, pretty cool power system up and running. We got a pretty risky generator down there, which hopefully we will never die to thanks to our idiot-proof little system we got here. Is it this bit here? Is it the top stone here that suffocates me when I go down? Because we don't really need that top stone, honestly. But, oh gosh, that's how you break the idiot-proof system, chat. That's how you do it. You just do this. Oh no. I got into the room with the death generator online. That's not meant to happen. Oh no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's mostly idiot proof for the most part, and it does a pretty good job at it. Holy heck. But for now, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's stream there.